Good afternoon, Tangi. Thank you for joining me this afternoon.
Afternoon, Peter.
Well, so I'm speaking this afternoon with Tangi Utikere, who, in addition to being our board chair, or chair of our kaitiaki, as we like to refer to it, is also the deputy mayor, a marriage celebrant on numerous tribunals, and is used to travelling all over the country. So I'm a little bit interested to see how you've been managing it in this strange lockdown environment, Tangi.
Well, thanks for having me, Peter. It's been an interesting time for me and those around me in terms of my family, but the people that I work with as well, because COVID-19 and the restrictions that flow from that have had quite a bit of an impact on how I would usually go about my day. So you're right, I do wear a number of hats in addition to chairing our kaitiaki, or our board of trustees at Freiburg. And each of the responsibilities that I have allow me to function in a different way, really. So it has been a bit of a struggle in terms of getting used to it. But I have to say that I've adapted to my new normal probably quicker than I thought I might, actually. My day seems to be pretty much the same at the moment, but I am noticing that the evenings are a little bit more diverse in the sense that I'm not out at social functions or at board meetings and those sorts of things, but rather at home, am getting a little bit of a Netflix fix alongside preparation for the day ahead. So yeah, a little bit different, but seem to be coping at the same time.
So what have you heard about how the online learning is going at Freiburg?
Well, I've heard really positive things, actually. I see a lot of commentary on social media. The conversations that I've had with people as well, it's very positive. The staff are doing a wonderful job from what I understand, and the leadership of the school as well, making sure that everything is ready for our students who are not able to actually return to the physical classroom. So yeah, very, very positive feedback from what people are telling me, and also what I've read largely on social media.
So we've yet to have a board meeting or a meeting of our kaitiaki in this environment, which we're hoping to have in the near future. What are the things you think we need to discuss as a board when we do have that meeting?
Yeah, well, I think the trustees and the kaitiaki are looking forward to our board meeting and our finance committee meeting as well. But for me, what this situation has prompted is actually a conversation about how, as a school community, we need to not only be responsive to our own community, but also ensuring that we're agile, that we're flexible, and that we're diverse in terms of how we deliver teaching and learning for our students and their whānau. Because this has, in many circumstances, thrown a number of schools into a situation or position that perhaps they were not used to or expecting. Many of us actually were not expecting what we are currently facing and what the future might hold. So it's about making sure that we are able to cushion against some of the things that might come our way along Freiburg's journey. So that's the role of governance in terms of actually making sure that you, as an operational manager and leader of the school, have things in place to make sure that we're able to continue in that fashion if we need to. I'm confident that we've done the best that we could have and have done and continue to do, but actually it's a governance responsibility to ensure that actually those things are attended to. So that's probably just one factor. Budgets, like what's the implication in terms of budgets for what we're doing at the moment? And I imagine there will be many questions that we'll need to be asking, and we won't be the only ones as well. There'll be schools up and down the country that will be asking the same sort of questions. But for our school community, it'll be one that's obviously a little bit closer to home.
Do you think this disruption that we've had is going to change things moving forward? Maybe for education, yes, but also in terms of the way you run things at the council?
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, I think. And I think you can probably take a school community and just transfer that to any other entity or organisation, whether it's a community group, whether it's a business, whether it's council, indeed parliament, because it means that we have to function in a different way, and we need to think about how we've done things in the past and how we can actually respond for the needs of the future. Because the community that we all were a part of pre-COVID is actually going to be very different. Despite what people might think, it's going to be very different post-COVID, because we are going to have people that are doing different things. We are going to have families and whānau that are in different situations that is going to be very different from what it was pre-COVID. So in terms of council, we've had our first online council meeting by AVL, and I think there are about 44 people who are on that particular call. It's meant that we've had to do things a little bit differently because it's not the same having those people in the chamber or in the room and being able to read off individuals' body language and the like. So yeah, I think it's going to be very different, and yeah, flexibility I think will be the key in terms of moving forward.
Well, just to finish, I guess it would be appropriate to ask you, as I've been asking other people in these COVID interviews, what are you most looking forward to yourself when you get out of lockdown?
Well, I could say KFC, but I better not. No, look, for me, actually, it is around the face-to-face contact. Sure, ICT and communication allows for us to do our business, albeit quite differently at the moment. But for many of us, we're social animals, we're social beings. And for me, it's actually going to be that face-to-face, person-to-person contact outside of my bubble that I'm most looking forward to. And I think others probably will be thinking along similar lines.
Lovely to talk to you, Tangi. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Peter.